important question that cuts across all levels of the law, not just intellectual property. Unfortunately, in the legal world, what happens is that money can buy you more time in court, it can buy you more attorney power, and for example, if you're some person that was accused of murder and you don't have any money, you get a public defender. The public defender is overworked, doesn't have enough time or resources to devote to your case, and if you're not very well off and you're accused of murder, you can get a really high-powered attorney that may find some argument that the public defender isn't able to find, and so you have a situation in the criminal justice system where justice doesn't really happen because money buys justice, and if you're very poor, you don't get it. And then the same thing happens in the intellectual property lawsuit world, which is that somebody like Disney can sort of hang out in court until the other person runs out of money. You see that in the patent world also, where Monsanto sues small farmers for allegedly stealing their seeds. And I don't know if you've read this in the newspaper, but Monsanto can hang out in court for years and years and years, and the local farmer can't, so has to settle and sign some agreement. And the only way around that is a huge overhaul of the legal system, which, you know, may or may not happen anytime soon. And that is totally far afield of the original topic. But I also teach forensic science, so in my professional world, I combine science and law in the patent area, and then in forensic science, I combine science and law in a little bit of a different application. So that's why I talk about criminal justice system a little bit as well. But that's a great question. It's something to think about. Maybe policy change would need to happen. In my presentation that I didn't get through, the Copyright Office actually proposed something similar, a small claims copyright court, and the reason for that would be that the independent artist could go to the small claims court and sue somebody for copyright infringement rather than go to the federal court and have to go through all of that time, money, and expense and energy. So the Congress is thinking about it a little bit, especially in the copyright world, so maybe it'll start to go into the trademark and patent world as well. But that's a really big problem that there's no great solution to at this point. Another reason they favor big companies in some cases is, like I mentioned, the anti-dilution statute, which is that if you're a very, very famous mark, if you have a very, very famous mark, you get a little bit of extra protection than the average trademark does. So you're right, there is even some congressional favoritism towards the big companies. They've got better lobbyists, perhaps.